Cooper Flagg's 49-point explosion Thursday night was the highest-scoring game by a teenager in NBA history. Flagg was 10 months old when Kevin Durant made his NBA debut. KD averaging 25 points and 50% shooting for the 13th straight season and trying to figure this riddle out as he arrives. How would a giraffe wear pants? Over 2 legs or over 4 legs? I don't know either. Mavs and Rockets coming up on ABC. From Studio J in Atlanta, it's the Inside the NBA crew with NBA Tip-Off presented by Lilly. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. How would a giraffe wear pants?
Giraffes don't wear pants.
Very carefully.
If a giraffe were to wear pants. Covering the back 2 legs or covering all 4? That's what they're asking in Houston.
I would say the back 2.
Kenny?
Well, you can say that about
Hey,
no,
just answer this question.
You can say that about any 4-legged animal.
Well,
I don't get it.
We're asking about a giraffe.
I would assume that they would put them in the front. Why y'all? That's not me.
That's you.
Put that on the t-shirt.
I'm not
that
the
dog with the pants.
That's me.
Kenny, you are the dog.
You have the answer, Chuck? You have the answer?
Just hypothetically.
Oh, really?
Really? Make it real life. In real life. What are you talking hypothetically?
You probably would need traction on your front 2 legs.
Oh, my gosh. What are we doing here?
That's the Rockets doing that crazy.
Hey, you.
Yes.
Big win for the Heels today, huh?
Yeah, well, I win. You know, we go through the ACC. It's not like
y'all beat the smart kids.
Yeah, coming to Georgia Tech, you know, it's not a big thing.
Charlie Scott.
Yes, sir.
And
Charlie
Caleb
Scott is one of my favorite people in the world.
You know what the great thing about today was?
Caleb Wilson.
No.
Back in Atlanta.
No, that was great. But Caleb didn't really know who Charlie Scott was. Obviously, he's too young.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have known. But explaining, I say, wait, Caleb, this is the first African-American basketball player in the ACC and with North Carolina. He's not just, and he's an NBA All-Star. And then I was like.
So hold on to that picture.
And no, he goes, really? I said, wait. And he had 2,000 points in 3 years. He's like, dang. He's like, now he understood who Charlie Scott was and not just.
Shout out to the great Dean Smith for making that happen.
Yes, indeed.
One of the greatest men I've ever met.
And Caleb came into the studio.
Yes.
Last year? Yeah.
He announced here, so that was good to see him again.
He's had a heck of a year, man. Broke a couple of freshman records at UNC today.
He's a real deal, man. 1, 2, or 3. He's going to be right around there.
So we got Dallas and Houston. We're going to get to that game in just a bit and get you to Houston at the bottom of the hour. But first, the news out of Philly. 4 nights ago, Paul George had what was probably his best game of the season. Scored 32, had 9 threes and a win over the Bucks. And while his numbers overall are down, he is the Sixers' 3rd leading scorer, but now he's going to be sidelined till late March. The NBA suspended him 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug program. We get more on that as we check in with senior NBA insider Shams Charania. Shams, what is up here?
This is a highly unusual and stunning development, Ernie, for one of the league's really great players in the past and someone of his caliber. But Paul George told me today in a statement that this occurrence happened for Paul George with this test that led to a 25-game ban due to an improper medication for a mental health-related issue, not a physical one. Paul George told me that he takes full responsibility for his actions and, quote, poor decision-making. And remember, back in 2020, during the NBA bubble, Paul George was outspoken about mental health that he faced during that time, even in the past few years. But he will now be sidelined through March 25th. He's going to be eligible for the last 10 games of the 76ers season. And in total, guys, this is going to cost Paul George almost $12 million.
Shams Charania reporting tonight. We appreciate the information. Thank you, Shams. Look, this is, when you look at Philadelphia, they've been making a little move. Number 6 in the East right now, over 500. We pointed out the other day, they were never above 500 last year, haven't been below 500 this year, in playoff position. What does this do to them?
It's good to have, everybody ready to go, the full team, when you're going into the postseason. It's unfortunate that this happened. But I just want to say that, they give us a booklet on what to do and what not to do. They give us a booklet. And they also give you inside the booklet how long it takes to get rid of something. So, I don't want to elaborate what he was doing or what he was doing, but, stuff like this should not happen because they give you the booklet that said, don't take this, and this, the letter of the law. Do not take any of these things. And when you've been in the league this long, you know what it is. They test you 3 to 4 times a year. So, but this is definitely going to hurt him. But, listen, Edgecombe's been playing great. Maxi's starting to play a little bit better. Embiid is coming back. They still have a little bit of momentum. So somebody else have to step up. But when you're going into a postseason, you like to have a guy with experience like Paul George.
Well, if this is the accuracy of what happened, isn't this an oxymoron? Like a contradictory of terms? You have mental health and you're taking medicine for it that you can't. That would be, to me, that's why I don't understand it. I'm not sure what drug or medicine that he was taking, but that is a contradictory of terms. So I'm sure that Adam Silver wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't add up to me because there is nothing that you should take that help you that you can't take.
That's on that list.
There wouldn't be a list for that. There wouldn't be a list for that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not on that list.
It couldn't be.
But even if it's on the list,
they would let you take that.
They would let you take that for mental health.
For mental health.
And listen, Kenny, I'm 100% agree with you. It's something fishy going on here. Now, I don't joke around about mental health, but if you're taking some for mental health, that's got to be an outlier to the NBA.
Not a performance-enhancing drug.
Come on, man.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make, listen, like I say, as my girl Judge Judy said, if it doesn't make sense to me, it don't make sense because I like Paul George. But if the NBA and, DeMar DeRozan, who we love, and Kevin Love, they've been the two most outspoken advocates for mental health. But if you're taking some for mental health, even if it's on a list, you should get a hall pass. So this does not sound.
Is that the rule, though? I mean,
no.
I don't know the rule, but that just doesn't make sense.
There's never a good reason taking performance-enhancing drugs, Shaq. But if you're taking a drug for your mental health, you should get a hall pass.
And I would put it like this: if you were having a heart attack, and they gave you medicine to stop your heart attack, and then you played 2 weeks, and that wouldn't stop you from playing. To me, the league wouldn't do that. So there has to be something else that they have to address, or that is coming out because it just doesn't make sense.
But we don't need any players suffering from mental health. If they got a pill out there that can help you with that, you should get a hall pass. But this sounds fishy.
And again, 25 games for Paul George. Meantime, did you see last night the return of the Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad return
you know
after
what?
missing
I got to call out Coach Alderman.
Why?
He gave this guy 25 minutes. He would have had 40.
Gave him 24 minutes, 24 and a half, and he scored 31 with 12 rebounds and 5 assists.
I told y'all.
Nobody'd ever done that in NBA history.
Man, this is amazing. We got to get rid of Coach Alderman, holding this dude back. Because this dude should have had 40, 15, and 7. He can't even get his triple-double only playing 24 minutes.
Because he played half the game.
That's incredible, man. You just got to take your hat off to that man.
You know what else is impressive about that? Look, without him, he missed 16 games. They went 10-6.
Yes.
Previous 4 years, Underdog tells me, without Joker, they were 13-24. But in this stretch, they go 10-6. That's got to be a good sign. If you're the Denver Nuggets and you're saying, hey, we're going to miss this guy for that kind of a chunk.
I told you a couple weeks ago, that's why I think that's the only team that's comparable to OKC because But in fairness now, they really improved their bench.
But think about this, Cam Johnson wasn't even playing a lot of these games.
Yeah, I know, and they were down, and Gordon was out. So the Nuggets, to me, they're the second best team in the Western Conference. But man, when I got back, I was like, this because they didn't tell you how many minutes he played. In the beginning, like he had a 25. He got all that in 24 minutes. That's incredible.
Yeah. But also, what it does, Ernie, because when your superstars are there, you revert back to being a role player and you have to play your role. But now, when your superstars there, you get you get extra time to do extra things. It just gives the guys confidence.
And also, Luka had a pretty good night last night too. Triple-double in the first half. We'll take a break here. See what's on social. Katie trying to find Kenny on.
Oh, Alex.
Well, what is it? If you want to see it, it's probably on 2 walls because I was on 2 championships.
That was totally uncalled for.
That was uncalled for by him, trying to find me. And I ain't hard to find in Houston, baby.
Tell him, Kenny, who built Clutch City.
Yeah, listen, I was part of it.
Hey, we're going to get you set for the Mavs and Rockets. Alperen Şengün scheduled to appear on this program.
The Turkish Terminator?
NBA Tip-Off is presented by Lilly, a medicine company.
Welcome back, boys and girls. How about Cooper Flagg the other night?
Yeah.
49 piece. Ooh, 49.
Man, this...
And it was him and Con Knippel, you know, the former Duke teammates going head-to-head there. And
Knippel gave it to him, too, now.
Yeah. Knippel had 34.
Oh, smile.
Damn.
Now, run your ass over there again and try to block my shot.
1, 2, 3.
Watch it.
And then it comes down to, then he's got the turnover, and Knippel winds up with it, gets fouled by Flagg, and Knippel went to the line and
Made them both.
salted it away.
Yeah, man, that was impressive. This
Last
guy's
chance
19 years
for
old. This is
Yeah.
He got fouled.
He just turned 19.
He got
High and unkind.
Man.
Yes, it was. So the most points by a teenager in NBA history. Do you know who had the record before he just broke it?
Well, it says LeBron.
A guy that you've played with before, Chuckster.
Wait, what's the most points
Moses Malone?
By a teenager.
Moses Malone?
No.
Oh.
Wait.
Most points by a teenager. And you played with him in Philly. He wasn't on Philly when he did it in
couldn't have been.
1980.
Moses Malone.
No, well, Moses went to the ABA first,
He
man.
did it for New Jersey. Cliff Robinson.
Oh, man. Cliff, my man.
Cliff Robinson.
One of my favorite teammates.
And it was like
Oh, no, I know.
he turned 20 in 4 days, so he was just barely a teenager.
Cliff Robinson, one of my favorite teammates. He used to take them drive-by showers.
Hold it.
to call him
So
out.
he had 45.
Quickest showers in the history of civilization.
So, and that's why you liked him?
He was a great dude.
Isn't that what you said?
Used to watch
Great
him,
dude.
Chuck.
Just took drive-by showers. He ran through the shower and was coming back out.
You took a shower in your uniform.
I did.
So
Let's not go down that road.
I know. I think
NCAA.
we've done that. We've
shower
done
in your
that before.
Ernie, it is, I've said this before. Kobe was great later. McGrady, Garnett. The only player I had ever seen who was ready for the NBA right out of high school has been LeBron James. Until now. LeBron came in day one. He played well from day one.
He went to college.
Who?
Cooper Flagg.
But I'm saying he's just really, like, he reclassified.
He still went to college.
No, but I'm saying he went to college for one, but he's really supposed to be a senior in college, a freshman in college. But to see a teenager play this well is incredible, man. Plain and simple.
Dallas, 19 and 29.
What does that mean?
All kind of injuries.
Man
What?
went to college. Fix your statement.
I'm just, you're just a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. You can't say coming out of high school when the man went to college for 1 year. It ain't fair to everybody.
There is a difference. I would have to agree with Shaq.
I understand.
I mean, because if you playing against like
fix your
guys in
statement.
your geometry class, and then you go straight to the NBA, in high school, you know, there's guys who
You took geometry in high school?
Archbishop Malloy, thank you. Yes, and then you go against
That's all. Just fix your statement.
pros.
That's all.
That is a. You don't have a step to kind of preparation.
Y'all both are correct, but nobody expected this kid.
No. He's
As a teenager coming into the league, to be that ready.
To be that ready. And he is ready.
But the
right
funny
now.
thing is, the thing that makes him ready is he went 20 for 29. There's players that would come in the league that would take 29 shots, but they would make 13, 14, and they would say, oh, we had a good game. He's a volume shooter only when he's shooting well, and he doesn't take bad shots. That's what I'm impressed about more. His defensive effort is probably elite as well. But his shot selection takes him to another level.
And not only that, Ernie, kudos to his teammates for having confidence in him, because not a lot of rookies come in and, you know, get that green light like he has. So, you know, for able to get the ball, to be able to get that many shots off, kudos to his teammates.
Dallas 19 wins, 29 losses. Houston 29 wins, 17 losses as they play in Houston tonight. The Rockets, one of 5 teams in the league to rank in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. Also the best rebounding team in the NBA, also #1 in second chance points. Alperen Şengün, obviously, a big part of that. Steven Adams, now that he's out for the rest of the year, you talk about the effect it's going to have on rebounding and that kind of thing. So Alperen Şengün is in the process of putting on the headset to join us from Houston. And let's see if Alpie's there. Yes, he is. Alpie, thanks a lot for doing this. Ernie Johnson in Atlanta with Chuck, Kenny, and Shaq. How are you?
Hello, guys.
Hey, so we're bringing this up.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, man, if I had a tail, it'd be wagging. So here's the deal. We're talking about the rebounding strength of this team, second chance points. Now Steven Adams out for the year. What does that do to your game?
You know, Steven was opening a lot of space for us under the rim because, you know, he was pulling all the big men under the rim because he was grabbing them, he was pushing them, you know. It was hard to help from big men because there's a big chance you can get an offensive rebound. But now, you know, we lost to Steven. That really hurt us. But I would say CC does the kind of same job. You know, he has a great offensive rebounding chance, and then he pushes the people. He's very athletic. He protects the rim, you know. He does the stuff I don't really do, you know, when I'm out of the court. So it helps us both ways.
CC being Clint Capella. Chat, go ahead.
Salam alaikum, brother.
Yeah,
I was in Turkey last week with HOU.
Alaikum salam.
And of course,
I see you.
You know, the fans over there love you. Who was your inspiration growing up? Because I see a lot of greatness in your game.
Thank you so much. I saw a lot of people text me, we waiting on you, everything.
Yes. So who was your inspiration growing up in Turkey?
You know, when I was 12, I left my family, go to different city. I literally, like, I would say before I came to NBA, I literally couldn't see the Turkey that much because, you know, all I was doing is playing basketball. And right before I got drafted, I was in Istanbul for 1 year, and it was a COVID time, so I couldn't go outside that much. But now, you know, since I've been in NBA, I've been seeing how beautiful it is, and I already knew it, but, you know, I couldn't see it that much. But now I understand much more better.
Hey, you know, there's always been a great debate how to pronounce your last name. Can you tell people how to pronounce your last name?
Yes. Normally it's Şengün. Like how Turkish people call it Şengün. But, you know, in America, I'm okay. People is calling like Şengün. You know, because they don't use the she we use in Turkey, so they use the s instead of that. But I'm okay with the Şengün or Şengün, whatever it is. Goon sounds good.
Well, Goon, my question would be this. You know, playing now with Kevin Durant, last year the offensive load, you know, typically always fell in your lap. Yes. Even with Green. Now with Kevin Durant, how has that opened your game up even more?
You know, it's been like kind of different game for me because, you know, they double and K every position. So, and Amen is in the dunker. Is like, Amen is in dunker. I used to, like, you know, I got used to it last 3 years, but KD getting double every position is little, you know, I still need to read the game better a little bit because last 4 years, you know, Jalen was getting double pretty much every couple game, but not every game, you know. So playing with him, you know, a lot of isolation, got to give him his space. Either if you're not giving him his space, he's going to score either way. But, you know, we just like getting better and better. We're learning each other better. You know, I'm trying to understand where he likes the ball, getting the ball in the elbow, post-ups, you know. I think we're doing a pretty good job this year, but we can be just always better and better.
Alperen Şengün, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
With him.
And only 4 players in the league doing what he's doing. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Joker, Giannis, Jalen Johnson. of the Atlanta Hawks.
And let me tell you something, Jalen Johnson better make the All-Star team.
Without question.
No question.
That's an automatic.
Man, that's a good list to be on.
That's tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, right? The reserves are announced tomorrow. I've already had a tale.
We'll be wagging.
You'll be wagging.
Don't you, Ernie?
NBA tip-off presented by Lily.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Hey,
you're right, Scam.
Hey, man.
You're right, Scam.
Cliff Robinson, I love that guy.
What kind of soap you use,
Counting
Chuck?
his minutes.
You use Dove? Ivory?
I need the big bar soap. Can't take no chances, Shaq.
Irish Spring. All right, sports fans, welcome back to NBA Tip-Off presented by Lily. You know what happened today in Charlotte, by the way? The Hornets beat the Spurs 6 straight wins, their longest winning streak since 2016.
They are balling.
Chuck's Hornets / Bobcats.
I told y'all, the dream team.
And
That's my new nickname.
Still in 11th place.
The dream team.
And
Hey,
they're still in 11th place.
It's time to get to Houston for the Mavs and the Rockets. Mike Breen, Tim Legler, Lisa Salters have it covered. Enjoy it, everybody.
The dream team.
Thanks, Ernie. Thanks, guys. A Saturday night in Houston. A couple of Texas rivals going at it once again. Rockets and Mavs, their 4th meeting of the season. An unusually cold weather stretch in Texas, like many places across the country, but nice and warm in the Toyota Center. Every Rockets game sold out. And tonight's game, special features. And that includes a 37-year-old putting up historic numbers for the past 19 years. And this evening, he's going to face a 19-year-old who made some history 2 nights ago with a 49-point gem. And this is the Mavericks and the Rockets on an ABC PrimeTime. And it's brought to you by Wingstop. And good evening, everyone. With Tim Legler, Mike Breen on hand, Lisa Salters with us as well. When Kevin Durant was a rookie and made his NBA debut, it was Halloween 2007. Cooper Flagg was 10 months old. And here these two stars facing off against each other for the 4th time this season. It really is the beautiful part of basketball, passing down the love of the game from generation to generation. All right, let's start with the kid. It's hard to say this about a 19-year-old, but he's already the complete package.
And coming off his signature game of an incredible rookie year to this point, this is one of the most versatile forwards to come into the NBA historically. And you're seeing the entire package. You certainly saw it the other night against Charlotte. His ability to create separation with that handle and that size and strength. He's getting better and more comfortable at recognizing when pull-up jump shots are there. When he gets drop coverage, he's okay now shooting the mid-range shot. But this is where he really excels. Playing through contact, off the dribble, his ability to get into mid-range, and also athletically able to get to a back line and finish at the rim. This is just a shot chart from the other night. 20 made baskets, and if you see a theme, you're recognizing it. Everything in the middle of the floor, that is where Cooper Flagg does the majority of his damage.
Meanwhile, the guy he's facing tonight, he's put in a few buckets in his career, and he's the subject of our Smart Moves brought to you by Chime. Kevin Durant's 37 years old, and he's still putting up numbers that some Hall of Fame players never put up in their best year.
Well, this is a lethal scoring force, and there's really no matchup for him from a personnel standpoint. There's no scheme that you can come up with to stop a guy that's 6'11" with that kind of handle and that kind of shooting ability. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest mid-range contested jump shooters this league has ever seen, and coming into this one, he's on one of the hottest stretches of the season. You see his numbers over the last 5 games. The Dallas Mavericks certainly are going to have their hands full slowing down Kevin Durant.
One of the most lethal offensive weapons to ever pick up a basketball, but we also have a defensive gem. Amen Thompson in year 3, already one of the NBA's best defensive players. Rockets and Mavs from Houston coming up next.
NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC is brought to you by Wingstop. Made to order, always fresh. Order at wingstop.com and lock in your flavor. This presentation of NBA Saturday Primetime presented by Wingstop will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Watch KVU News at 10 and stream KVU Plus on your TV for free.
This is ESPN on ABC.
Mitchell sitting down. The pirouette and then the punishment. That's denied by Cunningham. Puts up with the left hand. Football show. Tyrese Maxey counts and the foul. Wemby comes over, sends it back. What do you got? What a night! Are you kidding me? Cooper Flag ripping up the stat sheet. Bring it back, we back it up. With a stack, we stack it up. Baby, don't check that glass.
Here in Houston, Texas, another battle between the Rockets, one of the best teams in the NBA, and a shorthanded Mavericks team that is battling and scrapping and fighting every single night. And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Crown Royal. Max Christie, Najee Marshall, the rookie Cooper Flag, P.J. Washington, and Daniel Gafford. Of course, no Kyrie Irving, no Anthony Davis for Jason Kidd. Meanwhile, the Rockets with Durant, Smith, and Şengün. They lost Steven Adams this week for the rest of the season. Tari Eason and Amen Thompson in the backcourt. As we welcome in for the first time tonight, back from her NFL duties, now part of the NBA, Lisa Salters. Welcome back, Lisa.
Hey, Mike. Well, it's really vintage versus contemporary greatness here tonight. Kevin Durant's legacy is one of the most prolific scorers the game has ever seen. That's already been established, while for 19-year-old Cooper Flag, he's just starting to write his story, but he's already putting up such historic numbers as a rookie. Here's how they match up through the first 44 games of their respective careers. Pretty similar numbers, but what Durant and Flag probably both wish they could change are those wins and losses. Neither one had a lot of experience with losing in high school or college. Cooper Flag says he thinks he's had a solid rookie season so far, that there have been ups and downs, but he said he's continuing to work and continuing to figure things out as he goes. As for facing Kevin Durant for the fourth time this season, Flag said like a lot of other kids, he grew up idolizing KD's game and that Durant was a role model because of the way he loves basketball. So to now get to go up against that role model when he's still doing it at such a high level, Flag said, it's really cool. Mike?
It certainly is, Lisa. And again, as we said at the top, Cooper Flag was 10 months old when Kevin Durant played his first game. And she brings up a point, Legs. It's not easy when you're used to winning at all the levels in grade school and high school and college, and then you get to the NBA. Cooper Flag's 20 games under 500. And Kevin Durant's first year, they were 20-62 for the season.
Very difficult to not get on that emotional roller coaster because it's such a long season. There's a lot of peaks and valleys. And I think Cooper Flag has a maturity level that allows him to process that and handle it. And we're seeing great progress, not only with his game, but with the Dallas Mavericks over the last couple of months.
Rockets come in fourth in the West, just 2.5 games back of the second spot. Meanwhile, Dallas way back in the 11th in the West. They're 3.5 back of the play-in.